according to Mohammed Bello Koko, the managing director of the Nigerian Ports Authority, the Lekki Deep Seaport has shown how ready Nigeria is to facilitate trade. At a recent delivery of 10 rubber-tired gantry cranes and 3 ships-to-shore cranes in Lagos, Mr. Bello Koko made the statement while leading his management team. Now, before the end of the year, the Lekki Deep Seaport is expected to start conducting commercial operations. The delivery of the operational facilities is a prelude to that. Also, there's a tweet from President Buhari praising the opening of the ports here. He says he congratulates the Minister of Transportation and the Nigerian Ports Authority and all the maritime industry stakeholders on the successful berthing of the first ship at the new Lekki Deep Seaport. Says he commends everyone working around the clock in order to make the operationalization of the port a reality before the end of 2022. Joining me now from our Abuja studios, Kelvin Emmanuel. He is CEO Dairy Hills Limited in the agricultural sector. Good morning to you, sir. So lots of optimism around the Lekki Deep Sea Port. How much of a boost in trade do you think we can expect?
Rotus, thank you so much for having me, and good morning to you too. Well, the Lekki Deep Seaport project, which measures about 17 meters in terms of its channel draft and has about 680 meters in terms of its, what's it called? It has 1.9 meters of breakwater. It's a very welcome development for trade around the coastal area in the western corridor of the Gulf of Guinea. You know very well that the inefficiencies with the Apapa and Tinkan ports has been the reason why countries like Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Niger, and Chad has diverted their operations away from Nigeria to other West African ports, especially in Togo, that has a deep sea port. So the Lekki Deep Seaport project is actually a welcome development. We saw the arrival of shore-to-crane ship cranes and rubber-tired gantries that are like automated equipment needed to fast-track the process of loading and unloading of containers, right? So it's a welcome development. However, it's important for us to realize the implications of the Lekki Deep Seaport on the Lagos Island, especially when you consider the traffic, you consider the fact that a lot of commercial real estate developers have been buying land and building properties around the corridor to the the health risk of people actually operating around an area that is going to also hold a commercial refinery the size of what Dangote has built and is going to commission later in the year. And also the vehicular movements of traffic around that area. The fact that Lagos currently has only one central means channel for traffic flow, and the Fourth Mainland Big Bridge project has not come on so far. It's going to be very difficult for you to, manage traffic around that area. So while we laud the federal government and the Minister of Transport and the MPA and the investors like Tolarams and China Harbour, who has done a fantastic work in getting this Lekki Deep Seaport project to fruition, which is the first deep seaport Nigeria has, true deep seaport Nigeria has, we need to also emphasize the importance of the Lagos state government fast-tracking the process of creating more access roads for movement of people and goods, and ensuring that the Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency stamps its foot on the ground and ensuring that residential and commercial property developers around that Lekki corridor, Eleko, do not encroach into the area for the ports and the refinery.
You make a very good point. So, in fact, it's been said that actually, I think we should, was the cart put before the horse? Should the access channels have been developed first before pushing forward with, inaugurating the ports and everything else? What do you make of that argument?
Well, I think the road that was constructed and has been commissioned that is tolled, by the way, but they've not started collecting toll fees. The access road between Ekpe and Ijebu is a welcome development. The reason is because when you consider the Shagamu industrial layout and you consider the areas like Ibafo and Mowe that are seeing an increase of relocation of manufacturing companies from Lagos to Ogun State, the likes of Emzo Pharmaceuticals is building a manufacturing plant in Shagamu. The likes of Nestle, the likes of Wasil have relocated their permanent bases to Shagamu Industrial Layout, and the governor has been very deliberate about opening that corridor, creating access roads, lights, creating a park, and trying to see if he can man security apparatus in that area. When you consider the fact that Shagamu is not far from Ijebu-Ode, and that companies that manufacture around that corridor can easily access the Lekki Deep Seaport, it's very important for us to realize that the putting the cart before the horse is a tenable argument. But now, it's left for the Lagos State government to fast-track the process of awarding the contract, right, designing the Fourth Mainland Bridge, and going on ground to build the Fourth Mainland Bridge so that it can divert traffic, because there's going to be a lot of pressure on coming inbound to Lekki and Victoria Island, and there's going to be a lot of pressure also on that Ekpe to Ijebu, and the Eleko road that has been constructed. But it's left for the government to now make sure that it starts the process of building the Fourth Mainland Bridge so that it can divert traffic away to Ikorodu and create a second access point from Lagos Island to Lagos mainland, so that the focus will not only be on coming inbound into the Victoria Island and Ikoyi, and also the Ijebu-Ode and the Ekpe Road. There's going to be like a three-pronged channel access for people and goods to be able to move. If you have a link from Ikorodu all the way to Ekpe and into Eleko, you have Eleko connecting Ekpe and Ijebu-Ode that accesses Shagamu and accesses Ore, accesses Mowe and Ibafo. It's going to be a three-pronged channel for goods to be able to move, and the issues you see with Apapa and Tinkan will not be evident on this side of the pond.
I'm glad you mentioned Apapa and Tinkan. So what happens there? I guess we see a decongestion hopefully, but going forward, what do you make of what happens to Apapa, Tinkan, and that port going? Its future basically.
Well, to be honest with you, the fact that the Lekki Deep Seaport is automated, the drought level is 17 meters, which is the highest you have in Nigeria. Panamax wide-bodied ship can come in. It has a quay of 680 meters. It has a breakwater of 1.9, and it can do about 20,000 TEUs, which is the highest, 18,000 TEUs, sorry, which is the highest Nigeria has so far. It's going to divert a lot of traffic away from Apapa and Tinkan ports that will free the MPA to embark on the renovation and rehabilitation projects it has scheduled, especially for Tinkan, and also reduce the pressure you have on the Apapa road, all the way from what was it called? All the way from Akpogmo, CMS area, all the way down to that area to reduce the pressure dramatically. But this also brings into focus the need for the government to diversify seaport operations in Nigeria away from Lagos to other parts of Nigeria, because when you consider the fact that Nigeria, the coastal waters of Nigeria has a western and an eastern flank. The western flank, which is Lagos, Ondo, and the eastern flank, which is Delta, Bayelsa, Rivers, Calabar, and Akwa Ibom. It's very important for the government to fast-track the process of the development of the Ibom seaports in Ibaka, the development of the Bonny seaports, the rehabilitation of the Calabar seaport, which is the dredging of the channel draft and the raising of the channel draft from 6 meters to 12 meters. Welcome development that just on Monday, the MD of the Nigerian Ports Authority, Mr. Mohammed Koko Bello, had a press conference where he announced that the government has taken advice from professionals and decided that the opportunity cost of staying in litigation with Jan Denol, which was awarded the contract to dredge this port in Calabar, has actually decided to do like an out-of-court arbitration settlement so that they can go ahead and dredge that channel and welcome more vessels to berth in the Calabar seaport. So it's important that we take this opportunity to ask the government to diversify port operations away from Lagos to the eastern flank of the country.
Well said. Kelvin Emmanuel, CEO, Dairy Hills Limited. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate your time talking to us about the Lekki Deep Seaport.